Gentlemen, I recognize now the doctor from Missouri, Mr. Onder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here. It is clear that college costs have skyrocketed in recent years. Since 2015, the average tuition at a private four-year university has increased from $35,500 to $51,300, a staggering 44% jump. Likewise, average tuition at in-state for four-year universities in the public sector has risen from $9,800 to $12,700 since 2015. Even more concerning, the return on investment of a four-year college degree has not kept pace with rising tuition. In fact, it has substantially declined. One recent analysis found that more than 100 programs at colleges with acceptance rates below 20%, so our most competitive colleges, have a negative return on investment. Students in these programs, which are often in arts and humanities, may be better off financially if they had not attended college at all. Another study uncovered that 16% of high school graduates and 28% of associate's degree holders earn more than the median worker with a bachelor's degree. So clearly, expanding federal student loans has not curbed soaring college costs. If anything, it has exacerbated them. As more students rely on federal aid, institutions are investing more resources in complying with federal regulations rather than improving classroom instruction. And those with higher administrative costs are ultimately passed on to students and families. And because institutions know that the federal government will cover this tuition, they face strong incentives to raise prices faster than inflation. More government intrusion in higher education has not lowered college costs. However, private sector innovation can lower costs. New higher education models are emerging that maintain instructional quality while reducing administrative overhead. Adrian College is one of these institutions embracing innovation. Dr. Docking, in your testimony, you described how Adrian's partnership with RISE has enabled the school to launch 38 new majors, minors, and certificate programs without hiring a single new professor. According to your testimony, they accomplished this by supplementing on-campus courses with shared online resources, and 84% of students reported being equally or more satisfied with their shared online courses than with traditional on-campus classes. That is encouraging and good to hear. I'm curious about the other, 16% who don't necessarily report the same, and 84 is overwhelming. What further improvements do you think can be made to this model, and what can we do to cut the regulatory red tape and improve the model even further?
Thank you, Mr. Onder. Yes, I think that if you look at the reason why students go to college these days, 90% of them say that it's because they want to get a better job, they want to make a better salary, they want to be able to provide for their families and live in safer neighborhoods and ultimately send their own kids to college.
Yes.
I think that means that all of us in higher ed need to have a closer relationship with the business community, the nonprofit community, to say, what do you want students to know getting off the commencement stage? What can we do as colleges to prepare them to not have to do essentially a two-year internship to learn about whatever industry they're going into? So whatever the federal government can do to encourage those partnerships, I think will be very, very helpful to students and families.
And you testified, Dr. Docking, that your model's been adopted by more than 130 colleges nationwide with over 10,000 students enrolled in the College of the Future network. Do you believe this collaborative model could scale further, and what challenges would you anticipate based on your experience so far?
I do, Congressman, and I think because it's simply gotten so expensive for all colleges to operate that you will see colleges really being forced to get into a more collaborative model. And I think that's a good thing. I think, when we sit before Congress and we say we want, increases in Pell and SEOG and work study, I mean, that's important. We all, like additional monies. But I think the federal government probably is saying, what are you doing, colleges, to hold down costs? And I think this is the biggest initiative of its sort in several years to truly hold down costs.
Well, thank you so much for your testimony. Again, thank you for all you for being here. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.